And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Brand new episode, Gamer Time Shows podcast. We're back, we're live, brand new format. Welcome back. My name is Matt Kelly. Right next to me, my co-host, Mr. Big Al Mocious. What's up, buddy?
And not much, Matt. How you doing? Guys, you requested us, and I just gave Matt that information earlier. So you wanted us, so now we're back. Quarantine and all. Let's go.
Back by popular demand. I love it. All right. So, let's start off with this because it's fresh and brand new. The Philadelphia Flyers beat the Tampa Bay Lightning. Was that to lock up the number one seed in the East?
That is correct, Matt. The winner of this game tonight was number one, and the other team was number two. So now that comes down to the Flyers playing Montreal, who just upset the Pittsburgh Penguins, and the winner of Toronto-Columbus tomorrow night then will face Tampa Bay. And Tampa Bay's got some players out, so it could go either way, but I'm excited. It's going to be a fun Stanley Cup playoffs.
Yeah, dude, this is definitely quite the adjustment because of everything going on with COVID-19 and everything like that. But the sports, NBA and NHL have really kind of got it down pat and really figured this thing out with the whole bubble scenario. We have another sport going on right now that is not in a bubble, and teams are traveling, going on the road and visiting hotels and locker rooms and all types of stuff, and that's MLB. That's baseball. We've had a very rough start to the 60-game season of the MLB schedule. We barely got through the opening weekend, and we had, what was the number? It was 14 positive test results that were players and 2 coaches on the Miami Marlins.
Yeah.
As they were visiting the Philadelphia Phillies. So, the Phillies, they're following games after their series against the Marlins. They were canceled for about a week. The Yankees, who were supposed to come to Philadelphia and hop right back into that locker room that the Marlins were in, they said, not going to happen. They did not come to Philly. So the Yankees games were postponed as well. But they went to a different city, and I think they got that locked down. Then the St. Louis Cardinals, a good chunk of guys there tested positive. So the whole idea of traveling and the whole idea of guys being cooped up in hotel rooms and locker rooms and moving from one hotel room to the next hotel room and all this stuff really has been a question mark. How do you feel? Do you think baseball will be able to stick it out and complete the 60-game season?
As long as everyone's doing what they're supposed to be doing, I know they've mentioned that if another outbreak like Miami happened, they would consider canceling the season. But and we just saw what happened, as you mentioned, with the Cardinals. But I think they can work it out and get all the doubleheader games in, and just some of the makeup days are later in the year, so I think they can. I think as far as everyone keeps being safe and they follow the new rules and everything, they can make this happen. So I think that should be good for them.
Well, did you hear about the idea of if they were going to try and cram in a bunch of games in a short amount of time as possible, is to maybe do 7-inning games? And in my opinion, if you get so far backed up, there's a chance maybe you could jump in 3 7 inning games in one day. I mean, that would be, I think that would be a lot. But
Right.
it's quite the scenario, in my opinion. I mean, if you've got the Phillies who are a week behind, need to cram in potentially 5 or 6 games now, it would be an interesting way to do it. Their off days are probably going to be plugged up. I don't know how many off days they have in a 60 game schedule, but it would be very interesting. Yeah.
So, Matt, you're a Yankees fan, correct?
Yes. Yes, I am.
Okay. So, I'm not trying to do any bets right now in this year like we did last year, but
Yeah.
because I know I'd win. So, um, but I gotta ask you because this is just something I recently did about baseball and their new look baseball this year. Um, what's it gonna take for Matt Kelly to be at Yankee Stadium for the rest of the year as a cardboard cutout?
As a cardboard cutout. Um, that would be very interesting. Um, what's it take? They would have to drop the price. I'm just not interested in paying $40 to get my cutout, in the stands or whatever. Who knows where I would be placed? You know what I mean? Who knows if how damaged my cutout would get with foul balls and all that stuff? But uh, it would definitely
Even
be
in
pretty
the
funny to
rain.
see. Say that again.
Even in the right, even in the rain. I mean, who knows if they take them out of their own seats and just bring them back because I'm in Philly right now, baby, and it's it rains a lot out there, so I don't know. They haven't emailed me to confirm where I'm at, but
Right.
Big Al is a season ticket holder virtually for this season with the Philadelphia Phillies.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait to watch and see if I can see your big head behind the plate.
All right. I mean, I would love for them to put me there, and heck, I would even love to at the end of the season keep the cardboard cutout.
Hmm.
They had, they can send it to me however they want, but that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah, that would be very very funny. Uh,
As long
uh,
as my head doesn't get cut off by a foul ball, I'll be all right.
right, right. I'm just ready for next year to get here. That way we can get back to normal. Maybe buy some tickets and physically go watch a game. That would be great. But
I hope
yeah,
so. Yes.
yeah. Okay, so moving on. Let's. We talked about baseball. We talked a little bit about hockey. Now we quick mentioned the bubbles.
Yeah.
So a big bubble right now is the NBA restart. It is quite the attraction because, to be honest with you, it's not, as far as watching it on TV, it's not that much of a difference in my opinion. When you're watching a game normally, you can see fans around the edge of the screen and stuff like that, but the focus is on the court. And I think when you're watching one of these restart games, the focus is definitely still on the court. Um,
Hmm.
the I thought it was pretty cool how they put up like a gigantic kind of like a video screen in the background of the court, and they have all types of different things there. They put ads there, they put the logos there, cheerleaders pop up there. Um, they even have a bunch of different squares of fans sitting in front of their computer watching the game with their webcams, and they're acting as fans in the stadium. So that's pretty cool too. Um, what about you? Do you think? How do you feel about the quality of the game as far as the NBA bubble?
I think it's pretty good. I
Yeah.
mean, I think out of out of all we've seen so far in this um, newly sports season, I think they did the best job of controlling it and keeping the players where they have to be. And like you said, it's baseball has cardboard cutouts, and I don't know what I know. I've been watching hockey, but I don't know what exactly they're doing. But I think with the virtual fans, I think it's pretty neat how the NBA is doing that, and as you said, the gameplay is definitely an upgrade to everything going on right now.
Yeah. It's probably the best thing in sports right now going on. It'll be interesting to see what the NFL does come September, 1 month away. It's gonna be it's gonna be awesome. But the biggest note of all of that is that in the bubble, NHL and NBA have both a big old zero in test results. So it's obviously working. And
Right.
you've got the MLB struggling with it. So the bubble works. So we'll see how the NFL adapts to that. But so yeah, let's talk about football. Yeah, we've got training camps to start to open up. Um, it's very interesting to see some of the rookies come in. Have you seen anything on your brand new wide receiver?
I just read certain articles about Mr. Lamb and how you know, how he's connecting with the other players and how his relationship with Dak and the rest of the team will be. Even the head coach bringing in Mike McCarthy. Um, I haven't watched any like training camp. I would like to see how I would like to see some of that and how he does. But no, but I'm very excited for this dynamic offense to take place and just hopefully dominate the league this year.
Yeah, it's you know what? Since we haven't had an episode in a while, we haven't talked about the biggest deal in sports history, and that would be one quarterback of the Kansas City Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes. What was it? Was it 14 years? 15? Crap, how many years was it? I forget how many years it was, but it was like 14 or 15 years for just over $500 million. Think about that. $500 million. It's crazy. It's so
Really?
nuts. And people, I remember like the next day, people were saying like, "Oh, he could have had more," or he left money on the table for his teammates. And to be honest, he kind of did because they signed their what was it, the linebacker or something? I
Yeah,
forget. Go ahead.
yeah. I was gonna say yeah. The defensive player is it Jones?
Yeah. Yeah, he was another good player that they needed to lock up, and they did. I mean, he's still got a good chunk of money as well. So, for whatever, I don't know how it's possible, but Mahomes left money on the table. So it's very interesting. Um, Another big story was the formerly known as the Washington Redskins,
Yeah.
now known as the Washington Football Club. So,
Mm.
how do you feel about the temporary name change, and do you have a prediction about what it's going to be permanently?
Well, I when I first heard the temporary name, I'm like, man, that's kind of original. Like that's kind of just like
A little
blah.
bland, yeah.
Like, come on. They can think of something better than that, and I think they will. I think they will. It'll be my out of all the scenarios of what they're thinking, I'm gonna go with the most popular one at right now, and that's the Red Wolves.
The Red Wolves. All right.
Right. Yeah, I don't know about the color scheme and all that, and what the logo's gonna look like, but as speaking of the Washington club, they just released um, Darius Geis
Yeah.
on a charge and disorderly conduct of an arrest. So
Yeah, this was pretty. It was pretty graphic too. I mean, no video or anything. Or at least we haven't seen a video, but I saw it was a count of strangulation. It's like and battery, and I think he was stealing something. I don't know, but it was yeah, pretty crazy. It was funny because I first saw, as far as that, I first saw on Twitter that Washington just released him, and I was like, whoa! I was like out of nowhere. I didn't hear about the crime or whatever, and they just released him, and I was thinking, holy crap! They just got rid of a really good running back who got hurt a couple of times, but That was actually my reaction. I was thinking, like, did they just release him because he got hurt a little bit? Like, holy crap, he's a good running back. But yeah,
Yeah. Well, any chance he falls into the Mile High Air and competes for a starting job there?
probably not. No, our running back situation is pretty good right now. We've got a young one in. Oh my gosh, I'm blanking on my own running back's name. Anyways, well, no, our running back room is pretty good right now. Melvin Gordon the third coming over from the Chargers is gives us a good what's it like a good veteran. There we go, a good veteran in the locker room. And he's
Yeah.
still on the tail end of his prime, so I'd like to see what he can do. And Philip Lindsay, that's the guy I was trying to think of. My
Okay.
young running back who's got 2 years of experience, who had a great rookie year and just a little bit lower of a second year, but still pretty good. They're both good receiving running backs, so it would be interesting to see where that goes. But who gets what touches and what kind of touches, receptions or cowbell runs, like probably goes to Gordon. But yeah. Okay. Oh, let's jump into video games, man. Let's yeah, we haven't done that in a while. Um, One of the bigger news, I kind of wonder if we talked about this on the last episode or not. Maybe we did, but the brand new PGA Tour 2K21 from 2K Sports has a
Yep.
golf game. Looks pretty good. I mean, the beta came out. I believe it was a couple of days ago. I was watching some streamers. They were playing it, and
Hmm.
it looked pretty good. Graphics looked, current gen, and look pretty nice and crisp and clear and 4K and all that good stuff. Um, it looks to me like they have a pretty good what's that called, a course creator. You can go out there and create your own course and create your own
Oh,
and all that good stuff. So is that
man.
something? Is that are you day one purchaser on that one? Are you going to be getting that as soon as you can?
Uh, I think for Madden 21, I think I'll be a first day purchaser or as quick as I can.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna wait a little bit. All right, so the golf is definitely something to look out for. But day one, Matt, I'm looking forward to Madden 21. I've played a lot of
Uh-oh.
20 just to kind of play it out,
Yeah.
but it's Madden 21. I heard is definitely going to be a lot of upgrades. They didn't do a whole lot to franchise, but with the superstar mode, you can be more than just a quarterback. So I think that'll be a fun option for people. And they have a different gameplay as far as running is going to be harder, and getting doing your own pass rush is going to be different. So you have to adjust there, but that should be a fun game. I can't wait to play that and purchase that. I know pre-orders get Tony Romo in the Ultimate Team, but that's even though I'm a Cowboys fan and all that, that's not something I'm interested in. What about
Yeah.
you? Do you do that stuff, or do you just stick to franchise?
No, I'm definitely just franchise only. I might jump into the quarterback thing, the story mode. I played, I believe I played all but this past year's. I did the Colt story mode and the QB1 TV show story mode. All that good stuff. Um, I'm definitely going to
Yeah.
probably get day one Madden 21. It looks to me, I'm just in the football mood. I think I'm ready to go. Sports in general, to be honest with you. So NBA 2K21 looks pretty good. I know they're doing a special edition Kobe Bryant for that top max, probably like $100 for the game, um, that edition. So nice little tribute to Kobe. But I've never been one to buy those special edition ones just because I don't all of the rewards that you get for doing so. I'm not really into it. Like I don't need my team packs or any type of coins or any of that crap. But
Right.
I'm
Right.
just more of a franchise person, so that's probably why I'll be jumping into all this stuff. And it's a bit of a disappointment as far as Madden goes because their franchise has definitely been lacking a lot lately.
Hmm.
But and everybody has been complaining about it. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do because they did come out with a press release the other day saying that they are leaving a bunch of space open as far as data in Madden 21 so that they can go back and update it throughout and improve the franchise mode. So it'll be interesting to see what they do as far as patches and stuff like that. Um, but yeah, I'm looking forward to fall, man. Get those games coming out and the new stuff and the biggest thing of all is PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and all that good stuff. So brand new
Right.
consoles coming out.
And if some of you guys are not fans of Madden, then I most likely it's going to be, I don't know if it'll be for the PS4, but for the new PS5s and the new Xbox. Um, I heard a juicy story on ESPN 2K football's coming back and in 2021. So anybody who loves those games and doesn't like Madden might want to stay put.
Yeah, quite the what's the word? Quite the updates as far as some of the other sports greats in video games. I know that MLB The Show is finally coming to Xbox. I think that they're looking at that for 21 or maybe even 22. So a year or two away, but good news for Xbox fans because they really don't have a baseball game, so that's big for them. Um, and the biggest part lately is that the court of law is finally starting to come around on the reason we don't have NCAA football. Some of the Ed O'Bannon stuff from back in the day that purchasing for player likenesses and different things like that is finally coming to an end. At least that's what it seems. So who knows how far away we are to a new game, but I think we're on the track. So it's good news there.
Good.
Yeah.
So Matt, I wanted to draw your attention into this real quick. Two questions for you about your love in basketball,
Yes,
because I
sir.
know you're a basketball guy.
Yep.
Um, so Ben Simmons of the 76ers is having knee surgery, and they said his likely return would be if the Sixers make the NBA Finals. So, Matt, can the Sixers go far enough for Ben to come back and be ready to get on the championship? Or how far can they go without Ben Simmons in the lineup? And how much more, does it impact Embiid to play better, even though he's a dominant player?
Okay, so let me say this: Ben Simmons being drafted, coming into the league a few years back. One of his biggest comparisons was that he was a playmaker as a big man who was very athletic and very strong and fast and all that good stuff, um, which reminds a lot of people of LeBron James, as their games are very, very similar. Um, Now, Simmons to me isn't. He's not on that level. Obviously, he's a great player, all star, and potential superstar. But I just don't. He's not like protege to LeBron or prodigy or anything like that. It'll be interesting to see how far his career goes as far as being a top tier main man. Um, as far as the Sixers go without him, um, I don't like it. I've always been a pretty big Simmons fan. I think that he's definitely necessary for them to succeed. Embiid is a great center. He's probably second best big man in the NBA behind Anthony Davis. But he's definitely. It's going to be interesting because I think that you can't play that type of basketball anymore unless you've got Shaquille O'Neal in his prime. Like I think that really is. I really think that's the only guy who could probably play through all these small ball lineups because he was so strong. All you got to do is get him the ball and he's going to score because these little guys just be hanging off each limb and Shaq will dunk it. Embiid's big, but he's not.
Yeah.
He's not Orlando Shaq. He's not. He's not on that level of physicality. But Embiid does show other points of his game that Shaq couldn't do. Shoot a three and shoot free throws, and all that type of stuff. But I just don't know if it's going to be good enough. I think the Sixers do need Ben Simmons to be there, be healthy, and knocking down some shots. To be honest, that's like his part of the. That's his part of his game that needs to be polished. Because if he does,
Right.
if he can start to hit that 3-point line, whew, man, he's going to be him and Giannis. If they can put 3-pointers up, it's game over. But it'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see how far the Sixers go without him in the bubble.
Okay. And speaking of being without him,
Yeah.
I read an article today that the Cleveland Cavaliers thought about getting into a mix that they have enough pieces in place and draft picks to send some players and some number one picks or first round picks to the 76ers for Ben Simmons. I mean, what happened to trust the process in Philly, man? I mean, are they smart to make this deal with Cleveland?
No, not right now. I don't think that. So the biggest valuable piece that Cleveland can offer Philadelphia is draft picks, obviously, and I just don't think that you're going to get that much in as far as like I don't think the talent pool in the draft, like at least this coming draft, is good enough right now. LaMelo Ball is all right. We'll see how he does. James Wiseman could potentially be a great center, but who knows? Philly doesn't need a center. Embiid's there, so I would stay with Simmons definitely. Yeah, definitely.
Okay, and you mentioned the name Giannis earlier. Don't get me started on the Bucks because I just had it with them. I'm sorry, but this team, come on, man. Without Giannis on that team, they're not going to be in the position that they're in. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I had an argument the other day with like NBA fan, and he was going off on how great the Bucks are. And I'm like, I'm sorry, you take Giannis off that team, you had nothing. So I can't stand the Bucks right now.
Yeah, we'll see. They're definitely a good team, so we'll see how it goes. All right, everybody. So, thank you. We're running low on time here, but thank you. I appreciate everybody for tuning in on this very special, brand new, all this good stuff going on. So we'll see how it goes, and hopefully we can keep this going because it's been too long, man. We should kick this back up, and we've got football coming up, and the bubble's full bubbling, and all that good stuff. So everybody, I appreciate you watching. Stay tuned for a nice little page where you can catch all of our info. And so thank you, Big Al.
Yeah, thanks, guys. I know you requested us. We're back, and we still have some things up our sleeves, so stay tuned for that. But we're we're here for you. You're here for us. We're ready to roll. We're glad to be back, quarantine and all.
All right, everybody. See you.
Peace.
About me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.